Okay, guys, I'm back. So, hope you can see my screen.
Yes.
The screen is visible, right? Okay. So, what we have seen in the last session, we have seen some of the parts regarding the SD-WAN introduction. We have seen what is vManage. We have seen what are the controllers, how they work. Okay. So now, what do you mean by VPN? Can anyone tell me what do you mean by VPN? So we will be studying something about VPN, not much. In the later part, we will start with the VPN thing, but not today. So just to give you a brief about VPN, can you tell me what do you mean by VPN?
It's a secure private network. Uh,
Okay,
by
secure private network. Okay, so why do we need VPN? Can anyone tell me why do we need VPN? What is the use of VPN? Why do we need VPN? So VPN is something like a virtual private network over which we will be securely transferring our data, okay, from one location to another location. So as I said that the transfer of the data will be over the VPN. That means they will be forming a tunnel. So in SD-WAN also we have some sort of tunnels, you can say. Okay, so they will be forming. Now, if you remember, I told you that there are three types of VPN. So 0 to 65,000 or 65K, you can say. So 0 and 512 are reserved. So what was for 0 was for you can say transport, or you can use it for anything. Okay, means you can use it for management also. So 512, we said that 0 is mostly used for transport and 512 is mostly used for management. Okay, so likewise you can do the things. Now the VPN that is facing in the WAN side, okay, that is always your transport VPN. Whatever the WAN side traffic would be there, that is always your transport VPN. And the VPN that is facing your LAN, the LAN connectivity, okay, that is your service VPN. Okay, so what do you mean by service VPN? Service VPN can be like the LAN connectivity between the devices. If you want to configure anything like BGP, or if you want to configure OSPF, that is something your service VPN. Okay, now VPNs are same like your VLAN. So client in the same VPN can communicate with each other. Okay, client in different VPNs cannot communicate with each other. Like your, as I said, your what VLAN. So suppose if there are some, this is my HQ. Okay, so if I say that HQ is in one VLAN or one VPN, and this is branch 2 is in another VPN. Okay, suppose this is my VPN 200 and this is my VPN 100. Okay, just for an example, if these are the two VPNs, they will not be able to communicate with each other by default. Okay, like if like same like if they are in different VLANs, they will not be able to communicate with each other. So for that, what we need, inter VLAN routing. Same as in VPN, we need something known as route filtering. Okay, on sorry, not route filtering, redistribution, or you can say uh, redistributing these routes between each other. So that we will be studying later on. So in the today's session is the very important thing that we will be doing is the setup of the devices, how to set up the devices. So I have made a small topology for you guys. Okay, so for better understanding. So this is my topology. Hope you can see my screen. On the screen, you can see the topology. So this is the topology that have made. So here you can say we have vManage, we have vBond, we have vSmart, we have VH10, VH20. Just a small topology. We will make this topology larger once we move on. Okay, so we'll make this topology larger. Now, these are the four switches. These are the networks that we will be configuring. We'll study about, means we'll configure all these, the complete topology. So first, let us boot the vManage. So I told you that when you boot the vManage for the first time in the last session, I told you that it will ask you for formatting or using the hard disk. So which hard disk you need to use? You need to use the first one, that is 100 GB. So it will ask you, do you want to format the hard disk? So say yes. Okay. Now it is formatting the hard disk. Until if it format the hard disk, what we will do, we will configure these devices with their IP addresses. Okay, so I'll go on switch 3. Okay, so I'll say config T. I'll give a host name, switch 3. Okay, so interface 0 E0/0 and 0/1. So E0/0, interface E0/0, no switch port, IP address 10.2.34.1 255.255.255.0. I will make this interface as a part of OSPF. So I'll say IP OSPF1 area 0. This is something, a basic configuration that you will be doing. Okay, I'm showing you because some of you might face some difficulty in these things. So E0/0/1, which is connected to router 5. The IP is 10 to the network that we are using between 3 and 5 is 35.0. So no switch port, I'll say IP address 10.2.35.1 255.255.255.0. No shut, IP OSPF1 area 0. Okay. Now I'll run the OSPF process, router OSPF1. Okay. Now I'll go on route switch 4. Here I will say host name is switch 4. Okay. Now interface E0/0 and 0/1. 0/0 is connected to R3, switch 3 you can say, and 0/1 is connected to what? Your R6. Okay, 46 and 34. I'll say interface E0/0, IP address or no switch port. First of all, IP address 10.2.34.2 255.255.255.0. IP OSPF1 area 0. An interface E0/1, no switch port, IP address. So see, my neighborship came up with switch 3 10.2.46.1 255.255.255.0. Sorry, no shut, IP OSPF1 area 0. Okay. Now I'll go on switch 5. And I'll say in host name first of all, host name switch 5. Okay, host name is switch 5. Then I'll say interface. What is the interface? E0/1 and 0/0. 0/0 is connected to R switch 6. So interface E0/0, no switch port, IP address 10.2.56.1 255.255.255.0. No shut, IP OSPF1 area 0. Then interface E0/1, IP address or no switch port, IP address 10.2.35.2 255.255.255.0. No shut, IP OSPF1 area 0. I'll go to R6, switch 6, and Then I'll configure over here what first the host name. Okay, so the host name is switch 6. Then I'll say interface. What all the interface are connected? 0/0 and 0/1. Interface is 0/0. I'll say no switch port, IP address 10.2.56.2.255.255.255.0. IP OSPF1 area 0. Then interface E0/1. No switch port, IP address 10.2.46.2.255.255.255.0. IP OSPF1 area 0. Okay, now this router 3 do show IP interface brief. Okay, and do show IP OSPF neighbor. These are the neighbor. Okay, so on 3 I have neighbor as router 4 and router 5, or sorry, switch 5, switch 4 and switch 5, you can say. Now if you check the topology, I have vManage connected on this particular interface. Now what I'll do, I'll also write this IP address of these devices. So the IP address is 253.0, sorry, 253.2, you can say the IP address /24. Duplicate. Here the vBond IP is very important. So as we are in the single network, we are using private IP address 250.11. Duplicate. Here we have 251.11. Okay. Now, what I said, whenever you need to configure something, you need some basic details, like you need what do you say, the Viptela file. For Viptela file, you need vBond IP address and organization name. So the organization name in our scenario is SDWAN Network Lab. Okay, SDWAN Network Lab in our scenario, for our lab, because I have created that for the practical. Okay. Now we can have different names, or we can have different things configured. Okay, so but in our scenario we are having. So what all things we can configure? So let us go and start configuring vManage first of all. So like this is also you need to configure first via the CLI. So this is like same as your normal router or normal device. So you need to go under config mode. Okay, and you can first go into something known as system. Okay, system. So system is like your global mode, or you can say it is something like you are inside a system mode. Okay, so here you need to configure first of all. If you need to configure host name, you can configure a host name. So host name is already there, I don't need. Now the second thing that you can configure is system IP. System IP I'll keep for vManage as 1.1.1.1. Okay, so this is the system IP. Then you can configure site ID. Site ID I'll keep it as 1 for vManage. You can keep anything, that is not a big deal. Organization name. Now organization name, as I said, in my Viptela file, it is SDWAN-network-lab. Okay, these three things. Now very important thing, we need to specify vBond. So vBond is at 10.2.250.11. Okay, this is the vBond's IP address. Now, unless you save these settings will not get saved. So how to save these settings? These settings needs to be saved with something. Just give me a second. Okay, so to save these settings, we need to do something. So how basically how in the traditional routing, what we do traditional router, if you want to save the settings, we do copies running config to startup, okay, or WR. So here we need to make commit. Commit is the command to save the settings. Unless you do commit, the settings will not get saved. Okay. Now I need to configure IP address for the vManage. So how to configure IP address for the vManage? So I'll go and I'll say my transport VPN is VPN 0. So I'll go under VPN 0. And if you see the interface that is connected for the vManage, that is what? ETH 0. So I'll go and I'll say interface ETH 0. Okay. Now here I can configure IP address. I'll say IP address. Same commands. I'll say 10.2.253.2/24. Okay. Now, as my traffic will be going over the tunnel, I will be having something like I need to secure my tunnel, or I need to pass my traffic to the tunnel. So I need some of the services to be enabled. So I'll enable tunnel over here, tunnel interface, and I'll need some of the services. So I'll say first service that I'll be needing is allow service. I can say allow service SSH. Second service, allow service SSH, will be allowing me to pass my SSH things. Okay. Then to pass the configuration, I need to say allow config, allow services netconf. Via netconf, I'll be pushing the configuration. Now you have something like allow config all, also allow service all. Allow service all is also one command that you can give. Okay, so these are all things that you can configure. Okay, now I'll make no shut. I'll say no shut. Okay, so I'm in the tunnel interface. I need to come out and I need to say no shut. Now I need to give an route to the gateway. Okay, so I have not configured anything on the switch side. So I'll go on the switch side. Switch side, the interface is E0/2. Okay, so I'll say interface E0/2. Okay, I'll say IP, sorry, no switch port, and IP address 10.2.253.2, sorry, 1, 255.255.255.0, IP OSPF1 area 0. I'll configure this also in the OSPF. Now, if you see, let me go on the vManage. Now I need to configure a route so that whatever traffic is going, it will go to the switch via the switch. So I'll say IP route. I'll configure a default route, and I'll say the next hop address would be 10.2.253.1. Okay. Now, as I said, unless I commit, it will not get saved. So I need to enter commit over here. Okay. Now, if you want to check the configuration, do show run. Or the same command is there. Do show running configuration. Now it will show you this is the system IP. This is the system ID. This is the organization name. Here is the vBond. Okay. Now these are something basic configuration that it takes automatically. This is my VPN 0. Now, as I said, VPN 512 is also created by default. Now you can create it as like, you can give it any name. Okay, you can name it or you can configure anything. But as of now, we are not doing anything. Okay, for vManage for 512. Now I'll just check 10.2.253.1 if I'm able to reach my gateway. Okay, I'm able to reach my gateway. That's good. Now let us go and configure switch 4 for vBond. So what is the interface? E0/2 and 0/3. So interface E0/2, which is on which we have vBond connected, IP address 10.2.250.1, 255.255.255.0, IP OSPF1 area 0. Okay, interface E0/3, no switch port, in IP address 10.2.251.1, 255.255.255.0, IPOSPF1 area 0.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, I have two doubts.
Yes.
And what about that no SW? I'm just new to this one. And
What about what?
IPOS. I know the no shut, but what about the no SW? I think
No
it's no
switch
switch
port.
something.
No switch port. That is no switch port. Okay.
Now switch port, it will convert into the router capability.
Yes. So if I need to assign any IP address on any interface, I need to see by default, this is a layer 2 switch. Okay. So by default, it will work as a layer 2. So if I want to assign IP address on a particular interface, I need to say that no switch port. That will make the interface as a router port.
It will do the routing capability also, like a layer 3.
Yes. Why it will not?
Okay. I'm just this is new to me. And another one more. And what about the IPOS 1A?
IPOSPF 1 area 0. I'm typing and I'm speaking the same thing, IPOSPF. So this is something you need to have basic knowledge about networking. Okay. IPOSPF 1 area 0. This is the short form for the commands. Okay. So I'm creating OSPF area 1. Sorry, OSPF process 1 area 0. That is something, the command to advertise the interface into OSPF. Okay.
These two commands looks new to me. That's why I asked. Thank you.
Yeah, no issues. Now, let us go and configure the vBond first. Okay, so if we need to configure the vBond, we need to again check the IP addresses. Okay, system connection refused. Let me wipe it. Start it again. Okay, let us do vSmart until the vBond comes up, boots up. Okay, it's booting. So until the vBond boots up, if you check show run, you will see there is nothing. The host name is by default vSmart, and you will see OMP setting is there, VPN interface. So by default, every interface will be part of VPN 0. Okay. So here the interfaces are part of VPN 0. Now, if you see, the interface that is connected is ETH1. The interface that is connected is ETH1 to the vSmart. Now what I'll do, I'll configure this vSmart. Now to configure vSmart, we need to first give its IP address. Okay, so I'll first of all go into the system. So anything you need to configure, you need to go under the system. So host name is already there. So if you want to change the host name, host -name, I'll say vSmart. I'll make the S capital, vSmart. Okay, system IP. System IP is what? I'll keep 1.1.1.3. 2 is for v bond. I'll keep site ID as 3. Any number you can keep. I'm just keeping it randomly.
One moment. I have one doubt. The first IP you given system IP 1.1.1.1, that is to access the vManage through the URL, or
that is the system IP.
System IP, okay, not for the accessing URL.
No, the accessing the URL, you will be giving the IP address on the interface.
Interface, okay.
Yes.
It is management IP you want to say.
Yes, this is the management IP address that you will be getting under your, you can say, on the GUI, you will be seeing these IP addresses.
Okay, it is in between vBond, vSmart, and vManage. This it will communicate through
every
this IP.
Every device in SDWAN will be having these system IPs.
System IPs, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
VHS will be also having the system IPs. Okay, organization name as SDWAN network lab. Okay. Then vBond IP address, very important thing. I need to say every device where is the vBond. Okay, I'll say commit. Now I'll go and I'll configure my what do you say, the VPN 0, which is my transport VPN. I will say VPN 0. And here my interface that is connected is interface it 1, not 0. Okay, it 1. I'll say IP address 10.2.251.11/24. Now here also my traffic will be going over the tunnel. I can enable encapsulation also. So, okay, so over the tunnel, and then I'll say allow services SSH, allow services netconf. Okay, you can also say allow services all, then no shut. Okay, come out and configure a route. So IP route, so that my traffic will go to the gateway. Okay, 0.0.0.0/0 10.2.251.1. This is my what? This is my gateway. Okay. Commit complete. Let me check if I can reach ping 10.2.251.1. Let me check if I can reach the vmanage. I can reach the vmanage 10.2.253.2. That's good. Let us come to now. Unless you get this system ready prompt, you'll not be able to log in. Okay, so if you are not able to log in, then don't worry. You have to wait for the system ready notification. Now by default, the vBond uses the vEdge image. Okay, so we need to change the host name. I'll say system and I'll say host name. Host name is vBond. Now to configure vBond, we don't need to write, means we don't need to give its IP address. We need to just configure the system IP. System IP over here would be 1.1.1.2. Site ID will be 2. Organization name we have to give, that is SDWAN network lab. SDWAN network lab. Okay, this is the site ID, sorry, organization name. Now here we will say vBond 10.2.250.11. But after this, we will say this is the local device. What we are saying, this is the local device. vBond is the local device. Commit local. This is only the vBond we are saying. Okay. Now the interface connected is just a second. Now the interface connected, you can see on the screen, the interface connected is gig 0/0 on the vBond side. So we'll assign an IP address to that particular interface. Okay. So vBond, I'll say VPN 0, my transport VPN. I'll say IP address. Sorry, interface gig 0/0 IP address 10.2.250.11/24. Then under the tunnel interface, now here my traffic will be going over the tunnel. So what I can do, I can means my traffic, whatever traffic will be going, so that will be control traffic. So every traffic will be going via the vBond. So everyone will be authenticating from the vBond only. So I want that whatever the traffic is going via the vBond, it should be authenticated. So I can enable encapsulation. Encapsulation, I can say IPsec. So whatever traffic is going, it should be encapsulation. Now this is what VPN 0 is. What VPN 0 is your transport VPN. Okay, all the control connections will be handled by this VPN 0. So all the traffic should be encapsulated via IPsec. Now I'll say allow services SSH, allow services netconf, okay, allow services all, and sorry, before committing I'll configure the whole things, and then I'll configure no shut, and then under VPN I'll say IP route 0.0.0.0/0 10.2.250.1. I'll say only one tunnel interface with color default allowed. Okay, no issues. So interface GE0/0, and here I'll say tunnel interface. I'll give any color. Color means you are specifying the designation, or means you can say your do show run. Let me check. Okay, default color interface GE exit interface GE0/0 tunnel interface. Color is green. You can give any name. No interface. No interface G0/0. Okay. Do show run. So GE0/0 and the color is green. Now this is just a name to the interval. I'll explain you about these things in later class. Okay. So now we have configured all these things. Now let us try. Means everyone should have the reachability to the vManage. Okay. And also to the vBond. So 10.2.253.2 VPN 0 is unreachable. .250.1. It is showing as unreachable. Okay, just let me check. On switch 4, so IP interface brief. Interfaces are show run interface E0/2. Okay. IP route is there. 512 is there. System IP vBond. This is configured. Submission is there. VPN 0 interface GE0/0. No shut. Commit. In .2.250.1 VPN 0. 0/0 is connected. Just a second. Guys are also not saying there is no IP address on the interface. Where is the IP address? Okay, tunnel interface, IP address. Sorry. IP address 10.2.250.11.255.255.255.0. No IP DHCP client. Oh, it is given DHCP client. Commit. IP address 10.2.250.11.255.255.255.0. /24. See, I was doing incorrect things here. I was giving the subnet mask. So it was not taking the subnet mask in this way. It has to be configured as /24. Okay. Now, if I try to ping the gateway, I'm able to reach. If I try to ping the vmanage, I'm able to ping. Okay. Now I have the reachability. I'll not configure the VHS as of now. I have the reachability to these devices. Okay. Now I have, just give me a second, guys. I'm just connecting charger to my laptop. I just saw that my laptop is not having any charge. Okay, so let us start. So now see, I have configured all these things. Okay, now I have somehow connected this management cloud to take the access of the GUI of this vManage. Okay, on my PC. So I'll just go and I'll refresh this. So admin will be the GUI. Now you'll see over here, I got the GUI. Now there is nothing showing over here. No vSmart, no Vantage, no vBond. Okay, only vManage is showing. Now we need to configure these all devices. Okay, so how we will be configuring these all devices? So there are some certifications that we need to attach. Okay, for these devices. So I'll just show you the things how to attach the certificates. Okay, to generate the certificates, there are some commands to generate the certificates. Okay, so I'll just show you. Now, means I'll just give you the commands after we complete the training. Okay, so let me just open my this thing. So first thing that we need to do is we need to go on the V shell of the, what do you say, vManage. Okay, V shell is nothing like your Linux command line. Okay, so from the vManage command line, we will go on the V shell. This is something like Linux. If we see ls, we don't have anything. Now we need to generate a certificate. Okay, so I'll just generate a certificate. So there is a command that is, I'll just paste the command over here. This is the command OpenSSL gen RSA -out root ca.key. I'm generating a key. Okay. So successfully, if I say, it will show me root ca.key has been created. ls means listing the files that are created. Okay. Now I'll create something known as root ca.pem. Okay. So this command is very long command. So I'll just copy and paste the command. So I'll just explain you the command. Okay, this is the command. So in this command, I'm entering all the details about my lab. Okay, about my what do you say? You will not be able to see this command in a single line. So this is the complete command on OpenSSL. So I'm creating a PEM file now so that I can onboard this vManage. So PEM file OpenSSL request. Now these are something you cannot memorize these commands. Okay, so now these are for 2000 days. Okay, this is my what do you say? SDWAN network lab is my serial file. What do you say? The organization name. Okay, these are the location. You can say California, San Jose, and US is my states. You can say, so I'm just creating it. If I say ls, you will see root ca.pem is also created now. Okay. Now, what I need to do, I need to say cat root ca.pem. Cat means to see the contents of the file. Okay, so I'll hit enter. Now I'll get the contents of the file. What I'll do, I'll just copy this content. I'll go under vManage GUI now. Now go under vManage GUI. Now I'm onboarding what vManage. So first of all, I need to go under administration. I need to go under settings. Now here I need to configure my organization name. So first I'll edit. Now these all settings I need to configure SD-WAN network lab. Okay, same thing, SD-WAN network lab, and save. Now see why I'm configuring this name, because all the devices, all the controllers will be knowing this, only this organization, means they will be, the Veptila file is for this organization only. Okay, so they will be under a single fabric with this organization name. Now vBond IP address, we need to assign, we need to say that where is my vBond? My vBond is at this IP address. Now I need to go under controller certificate authorization, edit. select enterprise root certificate, proceed, and under the certificate, paste whatever you have copied. Now remember, you have to copy the complete thing from the dot to this dot. Okay, copy the complete thing, paste it here, import and save. Okay, what I did, edit, select enterprise and edit this thing. Now what you need to do, you need to go under the vManage GUI. Now here you need to go under devices, or sorry, you need to go under certificates. Check controller. Certificates, controllers. Okay, so you need to generate CSR from here. Go under certificate, controllers, and generate CSR. Now CSR will be generated over here. Now you need to either you can copy this or you can go in the vManage CLI and here you can say ls. Now you will see vManage underscore CSR. There is a file created. What you need to do, you need to now tab will be working over here. So you need to just say cat VM and tab. It will complete the file name. Now what you need to do, you need to see the content of this file and you need to check if there is something in the file. Okay, once you check this thing, now you need to create a file known as vmanage certificate, vmanage.crt. Now you will create a vmanage certificate. So I'll create a vmanage certificate. This is the command to create a vmanage certificate. Okay, this is the command. Now you'll see a vmanage certificate has been created. If I see ls, you will see vmanage.crt certificate is been created. Okay, vmanage certificate is been created. Now I need to check the GUI of the means the content of this file. So I'll say vmanage.crt. I'll copy this. I'll go in the vmanage GUI under the certificate controllers. You see this install certificate. You will click on this and paste the content of vmanage.crt file over here and install. Now it is installing the certificate for vmanage. It is scheduled. So it will be done in few minutes. So success. Now if you go on the dashboard. Okay, sorry, not on the dashboard. You will see on the devices, controllers, you will see system IP is showing over here. Host name that you have given is showing over here. Site ID. Okay, it is in sync. Certificate is installed. Got it? Now same thing you need to do with the vBond and vSmart also. Okay, so we will add. So under devices, controllers, we will say add controller. First we will add vBond. So admin vBond IP address 10.2.250.11. Generate CSR, add. It will take some time. Okay, so let us wait for it to create the generated CSR. If it does not create, then you can uncheck the generate CSR tab and then directly create the file. You can create the file. Don't worry about that. If it is not getting completed successfully, it will give you an error that the file is there is some error, or it will give you an error that it is not being successfully completed. Okay. I think so. It will not be getting completed successfully. That is the reason it is taking so much time, or else it would have been done. Let us check. Show run. So you need some services over here. Okay, so these services needs to be, see, I enabled these services, but still these services are off. You need this SSH services because to push the configuration. So I'll say VPN 0. If this thing is loading, that means your SSH services are not up. Interface GE0/0 under the tunnel. I'll say allow services SSH and allow services netconf. Allow services all. Commit. See, failed. If I do it again after allowing the services, see, it came up. Now, what do you need to do? You need to go under certificates, controllers, generate CSR for the vBond. Whatever the content is, Control A and copy this. Then go to vmanage CLI. Okay, vmanage in the V shell. Now create a file known as vbond.csr. Okay, so you will say to create a file, we will use something known as Vim. Vim is an editor. So I'll say vbond.csr. Now this is an editor. Now to enter anything in this editor, you need to press I for insert. Insert mode. Go into the insert mode first. Okay. vbond.csr. I'll remove it because I'll go in the insert mode and I'll paste the certificate that I've generated. Okay. Now to save this file, you need to press the escape key, :WQ, enter. Now you can check that vbond.csr is over here. If you need to check the content, you can check the content also. This is the content of the vbond.csr. Now you need to create a certificate for vbond. To create a certificate, there is a command like we created the certificate for vmanage. Now this is the command to create the certificate for vbond. Okay, we will create vbond.crt with this QCLS. There is a vbond.crt file. Now we can take content of now we can take content of the vbond.crt file, vbond.crt. We need to take content of this vbond.crt file and we need to add it under the same path. Okay, under certificate, controller, install certificate and paste it. Install. Now this we are installing the certificate for vbond. So why we took vbond first? Because vbond is the controller that will be authenticating all the devices. So vmanage needs to be done first, then vbond, then we can move to vsmart. Okay, so this way we can move forward. Now if you go on the dashboard, you will see vbond is up. Previously it was down. vbond is up. Now vsmart is down. Now again, first thing that we need to do, we need to check if my services, the netconf and all the services are up. So here allow services SSH and netconf is there. So that is good. Now same thing you have to do, same process. Go under devices, controllers, add controller. Now this time vSmart, the IP address of the vSmart 10.2.251.11, username and password, generate CSR, add. Now go to certificates, controllers, for vSmart, generate CSR. Once this is generated, you have to go on the vManage. You say ls, you will see, generate CSR. Copy the content of the CSR and go under vManage, vim, vManage dot, vSmart dot CSR, insert, paste it, to save, escape, :WQ, ls to check if the file is there. Okay. Now we need to create a certificate for vManage. Now there is a command. I'll share you the command after we complete the trainings. Okay, not today's session, after we complete the whole training. Okay. So you see vsmart.crt cat vsmart.crt. Copy this. Go to GUI, install, paste, install. Okay, in this way, you will be adding the certificates to the controllers. Now, if you see on the dashboard, now your controllers are authenticated via the vBond and they are up in the fabric. Okay, you see vSmart, vBond. Okay, VHS are not there because we have not added the VHS as of now. vSmart is there, vBond is there. Got it, guys? Any questions, anyone? So this is how you onboard the devices and add the certificates. Okay, you see the control is up. What is the control? Control is your vSmart. Okay, you see the system IP, you see the site ID, whatever you have configured on the GUI. You can check it over here also. Now, if I want to change suppose if I want to change any of the host name, okay, see, vManage, M is small. I can do it from here also. Edit. Running configuration. Okay, we can change the IP, not the host name from here. If I want to change the IP, we can change the IP from here. Okay. So these are my controllers, all up. All are with the site IDs, all are with their system IPs. Certificates are installed. Okay, guys. Hope this is clear. Any questions, anyone? Okay, let us stop over here. And to onboard the vManage, we will continue in the next session.